It's time for Swinging Blindly, the show where PJ and Blaise make their bold baseball predictions. Once in a while, they'll hit a home run. Sometimes they'll hit a grounder or fly ball somewhere, but most of the time, they're gonna swing and miss.
Strike three, you're out.
Here he is, stepping into the batter's box, the man with the plan, who roots for a team with a late legend named Stan. It's not unusual for him to lead off, PJ Geary.
Welcome back to another edition of the Swinging Blindly podcast here with yours truly, PJ, and my good friend, as always, Blaise. How are you doing?
PJ, I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
You know, we were just briefly talking off air, but I another day above ground. And I mean that just, got to be grateful for every day as a person in general, but then as a baseball fan, as a Cardinal fan, that's sort of how I'm feeling. But we will get into all of that and much, much more as we get into this episode of Swinging Blindly. Blaise, where can the people find us?
Absolutely. They can find us on social media, facebook.com/Swinging Blindly podcast, on Twitter @Swinging Blindly. We were talking quite a bit, far more than two men in their late 20-something should be talking about Santa Claus. But we were talking about Santa Claus for quite a bit. And there wasn't alcoholic-infused eggnog, so it was a perfectly sober and sane and logical conversation. So that is what happened in the pre-show. So if we sound a little bit off, forgive the visions of Rudolph.
Well, and
prancing across the prairies of my mind.
And forgive us as well, because on this show, if you didn't know, now you will know, we swing for the fences and we don't care where it lands, because sometimes we can see it and sometimes we can't.
Well, we're no different than any other major league power hitter. Really, when you think about it.
There you go. I mean, yeah. And talk about today's baseball, man. I mean, that seems to be something that has held true, and that's just the way the game is going, and the way not even where the game is going, where the game is.
No doubt about it.
And where the game is where I figured we would start today, Blaise. Let's just get right into it. Around the league, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to the. We're in the middle of August here, and we got the playoff push coming up, and we have plenty of things, some good things for baseball, which sometimes, before we get into around the league, the standings, Rob Manfred, he gets a lot of comments, whether they're
he gets a lot positive, of rightly deserved criticism.
Yeah.
For sure.
But the Field of Dreams game is something that, and not just to give him credit, the solo credit, because that's obviously not the case, but just kudos to baseball in general for that game. So we will get to all of that.
It was a great game. It really was a great game, even though it didn't quite turn out the way I would have liked to as a Yankee fan.
Yes.
Yet again, 18th freaking time this year, we have blown a lead in the 8th inning or later, the most in Major League Baseball, after coming back. Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton's home run putting the Yankees ahead, instead just to lose it 2 batters later, because Zach Britton still has a lot of rust he needs to shake off of his injuries. And it's actually, to me, with Britton right now, I wonder how much he truly has left in the tank. Is the career nearly over? Because this is as far of a cry from the Zach Britton of elite status as I have ever remembered him being.
It was certainly a night to contemplate things of that nature for the Yankee fans. and it was certainly a wonderful end for the White Sox fans. But as a whole, I think baseball won for that night.
No question about it. I mean, the setup in Iowa, right in the middle of the cornfield. I actually listened to the White Sox radio broadcast because they're actually traveling with the team. And they were actually able to be there in Iowa, whereas with John and Susan doing the Yankee games, they're still doing the stuff from the stadium. And I'm sorry, as much as I love John Sterling, he is not a good, what I like to call, monitor broadcaster, because he has gotten himself in the habit, as good play-by-play broadcasters do, of looking at the field far more than you do the monitor. But when you are on the road, no field for you to look at, you just have the monitor to work with, and I get it. You know, in this instance, you never know what camera angle is going to pop up or what sort of thing, but it's clearly obvious that he struggles to do these games off the monitor, and I'm sorry, I don't want to hear my broadcasters struggle when the team is struggling.
Yeah, no, there have been a couple of instances like that in the Cardinal broadcast that I've been watching.
I think it's unavoidable for these guys, and I give them a pass. I truly do. It's just, for me as a blind person, who's going to create the better picture for me? The people that are actually there, or the people broadcasting it off the monitor? Well, the answer is, unless you're an amateur that's there, the answer is the people at the park are going to give me the better image.
Yep, that's for sure. They're gonna paint the better picture for you when they are actually live in person, as opposed to which. And as you said before we get into it, and we'll start with the AL East with your Yankees, but it's a testament to how good some of these guys are, because there are times, listening to the radio broadcasts where there are times where it is very obvious that they aren't there, but for the most part, they are calling it as if they are there, and you have to give credit where credit is due, to be able to create that as much as they can, because like you said, they are hindered, most teams. And so the White Sox are doing it, and there has to be other organizations that are also sending their broadcast teams.
Yeah, but many of them are not. And
I know the Cardinals aren't. I know the Cardinals aren't.
And I don't get it. I really freaking don't get it.
No.
It is their job to broadcast the games. Did I understand it last year? Of course. I understood it last year. I understood it beginning of this year. Well, and now it's so bizarre in the sense that you have the Delta variant cases going back up. So now it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, let's just keep it as it is. It's just really, these past 18 plus months have just been about as unpredictable, unthinkable. The definition of taking things day to day, it's freaking exhausting. It really is.
Yeah. Honestly, man. And obviously we've gone, this is the Homer Minute segment for Blaise here as we get into the Yankees, and now we're getting into all the broadcast. This is the beauty of this podcast, my friend, because we talk baseball and we swing for the fences, and we don't care where it lands.
We make it rain during the rain delay.
And there you go. And we bring the rain ourselves. It has landed wherever it lands, and it has landed on this topic of conversation, which is imperative. And yeah, man, I mean, at this point, there's nothing. Time will tell, but it's I miss it. I miss it, and you're right, and you brought it up, and I have to just back you up on this one, as much as it might pain me sometimes to do. And I mean, get them out there when they can, right? I mean, while they still can. But we'll have to see. The world is, as you said, the 18 months, and just wonderful verbiage by you there, my friend.
Well, thank you. I do the best I can as. Yeah, I mean, the Field of Dreams game, I mean, what a spectacle. this is really the event that baseball needed, because nothing else was going on in the world of sports. Nothing else. I mean, yeah, sure, you had some NFL preseason games, but unless you are a truly devout fan of your NFL team, you're not watching NFL preseason.
Highest rated baseball game in 16 years.
Well, and how much does that say that any World Series hasn't had this much love? I mean, that says so much. It says so much to me, so much about where this sport is, and frankly, where it used to be and where it needs to be. I mean, baseball has taken such a fall from grace. It really has, because, well, a couple of things. One, baseball has not done a good job. Actually, they've done an absolutely deplorable job in marketing their star talent. I mean, that's really the big thing. And also, too, I mean, the ever-evolving conversation of how do we make the game more youth fan-friendly? I mean, the simple reality is there's not enough action in this game. There just isn't. And how do we do that? I mean, that's obviously an off-season thing that we can go off, and we should go off on when that time comes. But this Field of Dreams event was something to be celebrated by Major League Baseball. No question about it.
No question. And it was. And man, just the corn in the outfield. And, you know, a part of me wishes that they didn't put up fences, because it would have just been cool to just have the ball just go over, you know, if it goes over the corn and the front corn, it's a home run. But have guys being able to catch balls into the corn, yeah, it would have been great.
Yeah, but could you imagine some guy getting like stocked in the jewels?
Oh, I mean, that's the risk you take. That's why you wear a cup. That's why you wear a cup there, Blaise. That's why you wear one of those industrial giant
I understand.
Cups. Yeah, you would understand the giant cups. I know you do.
I understand, but could you just imagine just, you know, you're going for a ball and then you like trip on this stalk of corn.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because if you trip on, you can't, you have to, it's just like catching a home run ball. Like you can't step into where the fence would be the front corn. So you can't touch the corn. Like you have to jump. You'd have to jump before the corn and catch the ball into the corn. You can't. Your feet cannot touch the corn, or else it's a home run. That's just the fact.
I feel like you have turned this into like some Scarecrow Halloween game or something.
I mean, did the Field of Dreams movie have? The Field of Dreams movie did not have corn, or did not. Sorry, it did have corn. It had a lot of corn. The Field of Dreams movie did not have a fence in front of the corn. The Field of Dreams stadium.
Well, this is true.
Yes. So that's just just let me know. Apparently, well, so
I appreciate the idea.
Thank you, and I hope that I know that Major League Baseball is listening to this, and they will probably enact that next year, because it was announced that we will have a Field of Dreams 2 next year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you were aware, but it was all over social media about like what, and I'll ask you this question right now. What other fictitious stadium, there's an obvious, I think, first answer, but what other fictitious baseball stadium would you want Major League Baseball to explore possibly recreating in the future, other than Field of Dreams?
You know, I loved Fever Pitch.
All right.
I loved Fever Pitch, mainly because Bob Uecker was in it, and I just love Bob Uecker to bits. I do.
Well, you know why I wouldn't enjoy Fever Pitch?
Why?
I imagine you would understand why I don't enjoy Fever Pitch.
Yeah, but maybe someone's tuning in for the first time and they don't know.
Oh, because you're gonna make me the Red Sox. Spoiler alert: the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004 against my favorite team.
Yeah, so, I get it.
Thank you. You made
I
me
get
say
it.
that. You made me say that. That would hurt. You know what? I
but
appreciate.
guess what though? Guess what though? At least your team made it there, whereas mine just completely spit the bit 3-0.
Well, for our listeners, I think also at the same time you're trying to cultivate my hatred for the Red Sox, and you know what? It's working. So I already dislike them, but
Our shared despising of the Red Sox is why we do this show.
that's the only reason why we've created this baseball show. Well,
Green Monsters Inc. It's just
hit, come on, hit the drum and snare. Thank you. That was great. And that was a great transition to the AL East, my friend, where the Tampa Bay Rays sit pretty atop first place with the best record in the American League. Yes. 71-47. The Red Sox 3 games back. The Yankees, after, the last time we spoke even, didn't seem to be on the right track, but it seems that they have muscled their way back into this contention at 65-52, 5.5 games back. The Blue Jays 7.5 in fourth, and then the lowly Orioles. The top 4, though, is impressive. Probably the best division in baseball.
I don't think it's close, really, and we'll get to the others in a little bit, and you'll see.
Yeah, where I have my fun fact that I'm sure you know of, but we'll get there. Yeah. They have the New York team.
It's really, if I can just quickly talk about this for a second.
Go ahead. Yeah.
It's really interesting. Tampa Bay, they have really forged ahead, in part because they swept the Red Sox in a 4-game series. Red Sox, as of a couple of weeks ago, we're up 2.5. Now they're back 3. That arrow is not pointing in the right way for the Red Sox. It is for the Yankees. Toronto, I think Toronto's where Toronto's going to be. They certainly have made strides. I don't think they're just quite there yet to contend, even with the moves that they made. I think because of the pitching and how much they've, suffered because of not having a lot of pitching for the first half of the year, I think that's really going to do them in. And then, we don't need to say any more about Baltimore except for the fact that their record is 38-78, and that's that.
Well, and actually I have 2 questions before we move on. One, do the Orioles win 22 more games? Like, are they going to lose more than 120 games? I can't see them. I think they're going to lose over 120 games.
Let's see. So they're 38-78.
So, right, 22 would be 60.
That brings you to 60. I think they're losing 100. Yeah, I do.
Oh, no, sorry. 100. I meant 110 games. So my apologies.
Well, let's see. 38 and
so that would mean
78. So they've played 116 games, meaning that they have 46 left. So a third of 46.
So 32. Are they going to lose 32 more games?
Are they going to lose 32 of their next 46? Likely. Well, no. They only have to lose 22 of their next 46. Okay, let's just do this a lot easier.
Okay. I made it complicated.
In order for the Orioles to not lose 100 games, they'd have to go 23-23 in their next 46.
Not happening.
No, they've won less than a third of their games.
There's no chance that that's happening.
So if you
110 is certainly on the docket.
So let's just use the 46 as an example. The Orioles win 15 of their next 46. So that would bring them to 53-109. So just missing. And yeah, it is certainly quite plausible that they lose 110. Are they losing 100? I think no doubt about it. 110, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Well, that's something.
It's possible.
Certainly something to look at. And my last question before we move on, we spent a lot of time on the AL East, but you know what? swinging blindly.
It's worth it.
Never know where we're going to land. It is the best division in baseball, so it does deserve the most time in that sense. The biggest surprise, I mean, I know we've touched on it, but I mean the biggest surprise, and I have our preseason, predictions. The Red Sox have to be the biggest shocker of the whole season, right? I mean, still, even though
I think they're the surprise in the American League in a good way, no question about it. I don't think they're quite the surprise of baseball. We'll get to them.
Ooh.
But I think they are the second most positive surprise in baseball.
All right. Fair enough. I actually have an inkling as to where you're going to go with that, but we will get there. As you said, let's go from the AL East to
the NL East.
NL Least.
Oh, yes.
Let's just call a spade here, Blaise. The number one team in the NL East, the 62-56 Atlanta Braves, would currently be the fifth place team in the AL East.
No, they'd be well.
Yeah,
they'd be a game worse than Toronto, but yeah, I mean,
just saying.
And let's just start right there. Atlanta, we thought they would probably have by now 15, maybe 20 more wins than what they do.
Yeah, going into the season for sure. 100%. I mean, with some hiccups along the way, injuries, Ozuna, and what have you.
Acuna is the big one.
Oh yes, of course, Acuna. I mean, just another scab you're ripping open, as I have him on both of my fantasy teams. And
I mean, the other thing though too is this team never really got it together with their pitching.
No, and they did make some moves at the deadline, but I mean, let's just be real here for a second. The NL East is not. The
only way you're getting into the postseason is by winning that division. That's how bad it is.
We'll have to come up with a stipulation, because I'm going to say this, and I'm going to put this on the record. And if it happens, it happens. I've seen crazier things with the Cardinals making runs in the playoffs. I get it all. The NL East will not have the World Series representative for the NL this year.
I would tend to agree with that.
So bold prediction for sure. So put that down as one of my bold postseason.
I really don't think it's that bold.
I call it bold for the reason I said before, and we'll move on in a second. But because I've seen very improbable Cardinal runs, the two World Series that I've seen, they squeaked into the playoffs and had to fight as underdogs the entire way. So that I can sympathize with on that side, and I understand how hard it is to win in the baseball playoffs.
Yeah,
so
that's all well and good. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
you got to look at how the
I don't know, man. The Phillies.
You have to look at how the NL East has played against the rest of the league, and it's not good. It's not good.
But
that's why I'm saying that your prediction is not maybe as bold as you think.
I think it's still pretty bold in August. But anyway, the Phillies, one game back. It is one of the tighter divisions, if not the tightest, at least in the top three.
Well, it's a three.
Yeah. The Phillies, one game back. The Mets, 2.5, followed by the Marlins and Nationals, respectively. Yeah, I mean, I think we pretty much covered it. Clearly the weakest division. I do want to point out, though, both the Phillies and the Mets have two of the best home records in the NL. Substantially better at their own home ballparks than they are on the road, which I know tends to be the idea. But you'd be surprised how close it usually is, and sometimes how much it sways for those who are listening. So we'll move on back to the AL with the AL Central, Blaise.
And how about the fact that the White Sox are the only team over 500 in this division?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the case could be made for this to be the actual worst division in baseball. NL East is just way fun to say. but the AL Central certainly is not looking too good at this stage.
I mean, you look at
to-
even Cleveland,
Yeah.
who's 10.5 games behind Chicago. It's either 10 or 10.5.
10.
Yeah.
10.
And they're they have hardly a shot in the wild card. Tito Francona taking the rest of the year off to focus on his health. My sense is he's not coming back as Indians manager. I just have that feeling. I think Tito's done. I do, because he's had to take off a lot more time in recent years because of his health. I mean, that only works for so long, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially when the team is the way that it is currently constructed. They obviously brought him in at a time when things were on the up, and things are currently not so much. As you said, the Indians, a team that has certainly outperformed what we both thought, and I think what most people thought. The Tigers sit there right at 11 games back, right around 500. So good for the Tigers. They've surged. Their offensive production in the last month and a half, 2 months has been impressive. Some good stuff going down there in the Motor City.
Yeah, and we do have to admit this, regardless of what we think about AJ Hinch, regardless of what we think about Alex Cora, there is an undeniable impact.
Oh yeah,
that is overwhelmingly positive for both the Red Sox with Cora and the Tigers with Hinch.
Well, I want to throw in there a guy who I was not happy with, and I'm still not happy with him being back, and has certainly had his fair share of controversy surrounding him, is Tony La Russa, who honestly
I agree
will probably end up winning Manager of the Year. And baseball is going to have to look at themselves and ask how all these other managers are going to have to ask themselves, how did this happen? And here it is. And it is truly amazing. As much as, I'm so thankful for La Russa and what he was able to accomplish with my favorite team, the Cardinals. But
how about the fact, La Russa, he couldn't be at the Field of Dreams game. He had a family funeral, I believe. But he wasn't able.
What a sight that would have been to see La Russa at that game. Oh my gosh, would have taken me back. I would have just been taken aghast. I would have been aghast.
Yeah,
but anyway,
probably grabbing corn, to absorb the Jack Daniels.
Yes.
What is it already?
Yeah, or maybe he's looking to run out in the corn and give him a bonfire and some metal structuring, and might might just live out there and distill his own stuff out there. But anyway, we move to the
just
Minnesota
when it couldn't
Twins.
Become more corny.
That's stuff you only get here on the Swinging Blindly podcast with PJ and Blaise. We have the Twins and the Royals rounding it out 16 and 18. All things considered, there are some wider margins, but clearly, the Twins. Yeah, well, look at one of the bigger disappointments, I'd say.
No question about it. And now that they're fully healthy, I think. Look at what they've come back. Obviously, way too little, way too late.
Well, and you know what it is too is if the White Sox didn't get out to this big lead, I don't think anybody expected them to be one of the top teams in the AL. I think
I disagree. I did.
I did too. I did too. The White Sox. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, in general, neither one of us said that they were going to be the top team, or at least be sniffing that. So that's a fact, and that's a fact for sure. But
look, if we end up facing the White Sox, we meaning the Yankees, hey, we won 5 games out of 6. I'll take that matchup. Sure thing.
And 5 games, and that's kind of what I'm saying, is 5 games. If the White Sox are 63 and 55 right now, and you imagine some of those wins could be dispersed between the AL Central, this is a much tighter race than it is now. But clearly, as you said, too little, too late. White Sox have expanded their lead to a point where it seems unsurmountable. But again, as we've discussed, crazy things have happened. So if
Do
you're a
I
fan
think
of any of those teams, then keep your head up, because I've certainly been down and my team is currently 10 games back, but I have hope.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities for the Twins to come back and finish second in the division. I think it's going to happen. I do.
Yeah, there you go. Another decent prediction there.
And how about that? I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was giving them the. There.
Well, and some might say that they deserve it.
They did,
still, but
no question about it. At the time, they did. Yeah,
7-3 in their last 10. So there you go. NL Central. Let's just get into it. We got the Milwaukee Brewers with an 8-game lead over the Cincinnati Reds, followed by the surging 8-2 in their last 10. Swept the weekend and the 3 games before 6-game winning streak. St. Louis Cardinals at 61-56. This team, the Chicago Cubs, 0-10 in the last 10. I mean, yikes! Just a shame. A shame that a once proud franchise like the Chicago Cubs, a champion, one out of the last 100 and some odd years champion. Impressive. It's very impressive what the Cubs were able to do and get that one world championship. And it's just a shame that in so short amount of time, they are just fallen far from where they were. And you know, it's just, I feel for the Cub fans, and I just feel for the Cubs and their franchise. So
you really don't. You can't stand them.
What?
You don't feel for the Cub fans. You don't feel for the Cubs.
Did you not hear what I just said, Blaise? I said I feel very much for a once proud franchise that has since fallen very far and sold all of their cornerstones that won them the championship. But you know, and you have to do what you have to do. And they sit 20.5 games back. That's all I'll say about the Cubs. And I feel for them. But then the Pirates, 29.5 games back. They are the Baltimore Orioles of the NL. We'll have to keep track of that to see who ends up with the worst record is. And I guess the Diamondbacks would be considered.
Yeah. The Diamondbacks have the worst record.
Yeah. They actually have the same amount of wins as the Orioles. So we'll have to keep track of that. But anything to say about the NL Central, Blaise? I mean, I all I have to say about the Cardinals is I have hope and I'm scared. That's literally all I want to say, because I feel like if I put too much out into the ether, that everything's just going to be awful and it'll be my fault.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, though, that you have to at least be optimistic about is the fact that they're 4.5 out of the wild card.
4.5 back, and they just got their ace. I mean, to get your ace back from injury in the middle of August is certain, and he pitched well in his first game back, is certainly something to be excited about. When your 2-star players are starting to get hot in the middle of August, it's also something that you want to be excited about. But I'm scared, but we will see. And can you just also say that you feel for the Cubs, the once proud franchise that has now fallen so far?
Well, I mean, I do. With that said, I am kind of teasing you a bit because now you're so far up on them. It's almost, you know, you're kind of.
I know I am kind of poking the wound.
You are very.
I feel.
Wait,
no.
Yes,
no,
you are.
No, I'm not.
You are poking the Cub.
I don't know if you listen back to this and you tell me that I am, because I have said nothing but nice things about the Cubs.
But I know you. This once proud franchise that my team is now 10 games up on. You know, a team that had such a good start and now has just completely.
I didn't say any of that. You're
fallen off the cliff.
You added that. That was you. So the Cubs fans can be mad at you, not me. So, anyway.
Well, let them be mad at both of us, because you know what? They'll never be as mad at us as they were Steve Barton. So, who cares?
That, and honestly, they might not be, baseball fans in general might not ever be as mad as they were at this next team that we will discuss. The Houston Astros, 70-47, first place in the AL West, 2.5 games up on the Oakland Athletics, followed by the Seattle Mariners, 8 games back, and then the Angels, the troutless Angels, 12 games, and then the Rangers, 28.5. What say you, my friend, about the AL West?
Hey, Seattle's right there. We didn't think that'd be the case, and they still have a somewhat realistic shot at the wild card. They are, to me right now, they are the last in the horses that have a realistic shot at the wild card beyond Seattle. So you start getting down into the Clevelands of the world, and they're just too far back. I mean, Seattle's. I mean, it's kind of a distant shot, but nonetheless, they're right there. Oakland is right there. They're well positioned if they can to win the AL West, and then you'd have Houston as the wild card team. The one thing I wanted to say too, going back to the NL Central,
go ahead,
is the fact that the Cardinals are only 2 games behind the Reds,
who are right ahead of them in the wild card race, and followed by the next division that we'll get to, which
and you have a San Diego team that is just you don't know what they're doing. I mean, Tatis is gonna start in the outfield now, I guess, and they just reached the deal to get Jake Arrieta, that reclamation project. I mean, talk about a slap to the face. I mean, the Cubs released him.
Yeah, and
he was part of that World Championship team.
I certainly think, I think you used the correct term, and that could be used. It's a reclamation project again, and I don't mean to keep harping back on the 2 World Series, but for both of them, I just know that the Cardinals made some very small, which is their brand, deadline moves, and they grabbed, and at the time they had legendary pitching coach Dave Duncan, who was the master of reclamation. And at this point, I think it's harder in this day and age to do something like that than it was then. So
Dave Duncan too, as a pitcher, was a reclamation project of his own.
Duncan was a catcher. Dave Duncan.
Oh, well, then he wasn't. All right. Yeah. Well, then the award goes to me.
I got you. No, Dave Duncan was, it's just harder in general because you just don't make them like the Dave Duncans. You don't make them like the legendary pitching coaches of the past.
No, because it's
the
all
game
analytics.
Has changed.
It's all analytics.
Exactly.
It's not what you see. I mean, look at Leo Mazzoni, who I think was the best pitching coach we will ever see.
Besides Dave Duncan.
What?
Besides Dave Duncan.
Yeah, I mean, but Leo Mazzoni, I mean, he had his pitchers doing a bunch of long toss and stuff, which kept their arms healthier. They were able to go longer.
For sure. I just, not to get back, we're already on the Cardinals anyway, kind of. You went back to the NL Central, so I just want to say one more thing on the pitching topic. Adam Wainwright at 39 years old the other day, pitched a 88 pitch complete game shutout 2-hitter at 39 years old, and the man does not throw harder than 90 miles an hour on a good day. And how incredible that is to me is it blows my mind, because as we're talking about, in this day and age when everybody's throwing as hard as they are and the movement and all these things, and Adam Wainwright is just a blast from the past, man. And it's just incredible what he's been able to do to keep the Cardinals in there. We've known he's top 3 in innings pitched in the entire game, and the man's 39 years old. Rubber arm. I don't know. It's just shout out Adam Wainwright, and shout out the pitching coaches, and shout out the exclamation project Jake Arrieta, to be honest with you.
You mean reclamation project?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did say exclamation.
If he's able to take San Diego to the World Series, then it's an exclamation.
And it's
project.
an exclamation project. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if they can make the playoffs in that division, it would be an exclamation project.
Well, I mean, they stand a pretty good shot. But then again, we don't know what this team is right now. It feels like a team that is searching for its identity a lot later in the season than what they should have been. It almost, I don't know. If I were a Padres fan, I would not have a great feeling about things right now. And just to go back to Adam Wainwright, he and Yadier Molina better be introducing each other into the Hall of Fame. I mean,
whoa,
that goes without saying.
Whoa, do you think? I mean, I certainly think Yadi is, but do you think Wainwright will get Hall of Fame mentions?
I think I think Adam Wainwright is a Hall of Famer.
Wow, that first of all almost brings a tear just to my eye to hear you say it. But
to me, he is one of the best pitchers, one of the most dominant pitchers of this time.
And he lost a year to Tommy John, and that was actually 06 when they won.
Yeah,
Wainwright wasn't even on that team. They went 82 and 80.
And that was one of the big runs you were talking about.
Yeah.
See, if you can you get me pull up Wainwright's stats if you can?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go through the NL West while I'll do that? The standings as we were talking about them, and I'll get that.
Sure. Yeah, you got it. So in terms of the NL standings, you have the San Francisco Giants. They're the only they have the best record in all of Major League Baseball. They're the only team with 76 wins. What was that, Peach?
Sorry, talk about surprises. I know I was looking it up, but just talk about surprises, the Giants.
Oh my gosh. I mean, well, they to me are the biggest surprise in all of Major League Baseball.
Yep, you're right about that. You're right.
They were not predicted to do what they're doing. They lead the Dodgers by 3.5, 4 games. Dodgers is 72 wins. San Diego's, right there, a couple of games behind the Dodgers. Again, it's a team that's kind of figuring out their identity. And then you have the Colorado Rockies and the Arizona Diamondbacks, really not worth mentioning because they both really suck.
I like when you need to, next episode, you're going to run through the divisions because I like when you do it better. Yeah, man. I mean, it stinks for Padres fans, as you were kind of saying, that they would be first in, obviously, clearly the NL East. They would be second right now in the
NL Central,
which is a testament to the Brewers. But they just have the crap end of the stick, as they say, because they have to face those two powerhouses as well in front of them. And as we said, that we didn't even expect one of those powerhouses, which is just wild.
Yeah, I mean, but also too, they didn't make the upgrades. They didn't make a lot of big upgrades.
Until they added Bryant, which we
No. KB, Chris Bryant went to the Giants. We're talking about
I'm sorry.
All good.
I thought you were talking about the surprise Giants. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
I mean, KB, Chris Bryant to the Giants. I mean, that's a significant move. I mean,
yeah, the Padres didn't. You're right.
Right. I mean, what? I don't understand what the GM of the Padres is thinking.
And you know what it was too? I don't know if you noticed this, but it felt like they were being mentioned in every sweepstakes, and then they fell short. So that has to be a gut punch as well.
It almost feels like that guy at the poker table who is trying to bait people by throwing in these big bets, and then he shows his hand at the end, and it's a pair of deuces, 9 high. You're not winning with that hand very often. No. That's essentially what happened with the San Diego Padres and the trade deadline.
Yep. Well, I think you're exactly right, man. And it will be a testament to what they did before, because clearly this is a team that did make moves prior to this season and in the offseason before. And it's just, I think the Giants have put it together and talk about manager of the years there. And
Who would have thought Gabe Kapler of all
yeah,
people?
I mean, it's not even an even numbered year, Blaze. The Giants aren't supposed to be good unless it's an even numbered year. And it just bugs me because, and I say that they won in 2010, they won in 2012, and then they won in 2014. And now here they are again, and it's just the Giants just don't go away. And that's a testament to ownership. That's a testament to leadership. That's a testament to the team that they are able to put together and the personalities. And just, hey, as you have to, if you're a fan, good for you. Like seriously, you have to be grateful to be a Giant fan right now.
And it's a testament to Chris Russo.
There you go. Oh, shout out Mad Dog. You're right.
Well, no, PJ.
I have. Does Russo and you want to hear Wainwright's stats? I have them in front of me. I also.
What are his stats, PJ?
I also have to correct myself just because I would hate myself if I didn't. He was there in 06. He was a rookie in 06 when they won. He closed out the World Series. So
that's right.
Yes.
I don't know how you forgot about that.
I see the season I remember being upset about. I threw my phone when I got this update on my little flip phone. I threw my phone, and I believe I've told this story actually on this podcast. That I got the update, a little ESPN update on my phone. It was right before the season started. It was 2011. He was coming off of
those great text updates. Remember those?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I don't even know why that's.
Best.
I mean, it is still a thing, but like anyway. 2010, his 2010 season. He was coming off in 09 and 19 and 8 season. In 2010, 20 wins, 20 wins, 11 losses, a 2.42 ERA, back-to-back 230 innings, back-to-back 200 plus strikeouts. He would finish second in the Cy Young in 2010, third in 09, second in 2010, but then Tommy John, 2011. And that's when they won the World Series, when Chris Carpenter threw the no-hitter against Roy Halladay in the divisional series. We beat the Brewers in the NLCS, and then obviously the improbable World Series win against the Rangers. Anyway, so a 19-win season in 09, 20 in 2010, 2013, 19 wins, 2014, 20 wins out of Mr. Wainwright. He, on his career, is 178 and 104.
Oh, really? I thought he had more wins than that.
Well, he did start his career more as a closer, but yeah, I mean, just injury riddled seasons, a career 3.37 ERA, just under 2,000 strikeouts, just under 2,400 innings pitched, 16 years career so far. This is his 16th season. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Okay, I didn't realize his stats were like that. I honestly thought they were better.
Yeah, just like I said, just a couple injury riddled seasons, man. He just had a couple when he was healthy, those besides 2011. So 2009, 2010, 2012, 2013, and 2014, 30 starts all of those years, 30 plus starts. And then he misses the 2011 right in the middle of when he was clearly in Cy Young form, finishes third, second, and then second again and third again. Yeah, he just never he got hurt in 2015. He got hurt in 2018. And then obviously the 2020 lost season that was what it was. And I mean, I don't think you're far off. As a Cardinal fan, and again, somebody who clearly, has seen him my entire career, or his entire career, he's certainly a Cardinal Hall of Famer, and he might get some votes and could sniff the 75%, but such is life.
I mean, he's certainly not getting there on the first ballot. No question about it.
But, okay, so I do want to backtrack. I mean, I guess this is just basically my Homer minute and just baseball talk to end the show. Yadier Molina, first ballot Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
In your opinion?
No doubt.
No doubt. You think that for sure? Because I don't know. I think he's growing his case, and I think he's going to play one more season. But and I think Wainwright might too. But do you think, like, as somebody who has been as up to date on. Do you want his? Should I pull up his stats really quick? Do we have a couple, like 2-3 minutes? I think
we've got some time for sure. I mean, to me, Yadier Molina, you talk about the postseason. You talk about some of the big clutch plays. You talk about his reliability. You talk about his dependability. You talk about his defense. You talk about his hitting. You talk about the big gun, that Rosen arm that he has out at second base. I'm telling you.
That was awesome. I love, first of all, I love all
I must
that.
have looked like a complete dweeb on camera when I was just doing that.
If only the people could see.
Not. Be glad you don't. Or glad you can't.
Well, I'm glad I did. People don't tend to run on him. They still do, but he still has a higher caught stealing percentage, almost 10% than the entire league. So just want to point that out. His offensive stats aren't really what does it. I think the 10-time All-Star and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight, and then 9 total Gold Gloves at catcher with the 2,000 starts at catcher.
He's no doubt.
I mean, it's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
No doubt. First
106. He's got over 2,000. He's got 2,100. He's got 2,100 hits. I mean, the man's
2,000 starts as a catcher. What's his caught stealing percentage?
Oh, okay. Let me grab that because I'm only on the.
Because his arm. I mean, all those Molinas. I mean, I really didn't believe that someone could be better than both Benji and Jose.
Oh, gotta love Jose too. I mean, I know you do.
I mean, I don't know what it is about the Molinas. I've always liked them. They're what baseball should be. Yes.
His career caught stealing is 40%.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And I mean, in today's age, that's
pretty nuts.
Off the charts.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. 44% so far this year.
44 this year.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
At 30, what, 8, 39?
38 years old.
38 years old.
Caught. 86 games caught this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
86. So, wow. 86 games, 38 years old, 44% caught stealing.
Caught stealing, yeah.
Good Lord. Wow.
17 for 22 this year. Yep.
Wait, 17 for 22?
No, sorry. 17 for... No, I'm reading this wrong. I can't. Caught stealing. Yeah, he's caught 17 and only 22 guys have gotten steals.
Okay,
off.
so he's 20, so he's 17 out of 39.
Thank you for doing that math. I appreciate that.
I got you.
Yeah, we're at the, we're getting towards the end of the show, and I just, we're talking Yadier Molina, and my brain's just, this is honestly the longest I've talked about the Cardinals in a long time on the show because I've just been down, and I appreciate you letting me do this because man, baseball, man, I'm back. I was clearly down, and I apologize to the people, but I'm back, Blaise, and it's in large part to you. And you know what? I think you are too with your Yankees, and I think we have a lot of exciting baseball that's going to happen between now and the playoffs, and I'm ready to get my heart broken. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and even during the playoffs, I mean, I mean, really, no matter what happens, bro, it's going to be great, and we're going to be talking baseball, every week come playoff time.
Yes, sir.
Probably every day between the two of us. It really, it's an interesting time of the year. It really is. I mean, I can't believe we're already in mid-August. And here the NFL season's less than a month away. We're getting into the home stretch of the baseball season. Really is just it's a good time. It's a good time to be a sports fan. It really is.
And I know it's cool, and we had it last year, and I'm grateful for that. But the fact that we've so far had a relatively unscathed full season
Yes.
And let's just say it, because with baseball podcast, the only sport so far that has done that and successfully. Basketball went with 10 games less and a shorter off season. Hockey, obviously the same. So, and a different type of schedule.
Baseball, but their seasons. I give them I don't want to play that game only because
I just want to talk about baseball. Good for all the other sports to do that. I'm just trying to talk about baseball because shout out to everybody involved that has made that happen.
Also, too, though, hockey, their season started New Year's Day before the vaccines and everything. So baseball was well positioned to where it'd actually be kind of a travesty if there were hiccups interrupting the season because of the fact that the season started and the vaccines were already out there, readily available to be put in arms.
Yeah, well, either way.
I thought I'd lost you there for a second. And who knows how things are going to shape up, next year, 21, 22, with the renegotiating and all that other stuff. But anyhow, we do not have time to negotiate anything except the end of the show and avoiding the iceberg, PJ Geary.
Yes, sir.
So take us out.
Thank you for listening to the Swinging Blindly podcast with PJ and Blaise, where we swing for the fences and we honestly never care if we hit it or miss.
Well, I care sometimes, but man, when I really hit it, I celebrate. I leap over those bases.
Well, if you leap over the bases, you'll get called out when you touch home.
Don't worry. I'll do the toe tap on each base, run around those bases, and then after I cross the plate, I'm going to go get me an ear of corn out of the field. For PJ Geary, I'm Blaise Bryant. Thanks so much for listening. Facebook.com/Swinging Blindly Podcast. And on Twitter @Swinging Blindly, as well as via the Pacifica Radio Network of low-power FM radio stations. PJ, what happens if we swing and miss?
As I just said, we don't care.
That's right, so it's worth repeating. Until next time, happy baseball.